now Monaco, I don't think, is a high-speed track, so I'm a little bit more reserved, I think, for this weekend. Naturally, even if you have, let's say, the best car, to nail it in qualifying around here is very tough. So, yeah, we just have to see what happens tomorrow and, yeah, work from there. I have no idea where we are in the order. Historically, we've not been particularly great on the street circuit, so hopefully we can change that a bit, but I don't know.
Max, can I ask you about the championship now? We're 1/3 of the way through the season. You're only 22 points behind the leader, Oscar Piastri. Do you believe you are genuinely in this battle in terms of pace with McLaren?
Well, it's not about believing. It's about where you finish in the last race, and we just keep working every race to be better and improve the situation. So a lot can happen. I mean, if you ask me last year around this time, I said, yeah, we'll win it, no problem, easy. But then a lot changed as well, so it's not, for sure it's not going to be straightforward anyway, to the end of the season. But I also know that I think we still have to improve in areas, but that's fine. We'll try to find the improvements.
Max, this is something of a home race for you. Are we going to see your daughter Lily coming trackside, maybe coming into the pits to say hi?
No, it's better she stays at home. It's anyway, yeah, more relaxed for her.
All right, Max, thank you, and best of luck this weekend. Alex, can we come to you? Can we start by talking about last night? There was the screening of F1 the movie. Can we just get your thoughts on that, first of all?
Yeah, we should ask Max. No, how was the movie? Good. I think they've done a good balance, to be honest with you. I think it's hard to not look at everything with a fine comb and just see it for what it is and just relax and watch it as a movie. I know you were there. I don't know if you had the same impression, but it was almost, I think for Hollywood and for what we do, I think they did a good job.
Gabriel, can I bring you in on this as well? What did you think?
I think it's a very Hollywood one, but it's nice. I mean, it's going to be very good for those that are, they still don't know this sport so much, and it's going to be very good for our sport. For us drivers, we live this every day, so we know every detail. So some stuff, we realize. I don't want to give spoilers or anything here. I'm not good on these things, but that's what I'm sure is going to be good for the sport and for those that doesn't know so much about Formula One, they can learn and they can get involved with us.
Brilliant. Thank you for that. It's undoubtedly going to be a brilliant thing for Formula One. Alex, can I bring you back in? What about Imola? You were driving with a bit of rebel in you. You seem like to be enjoying yourself out there. Was that the best race you've driven for Williams?
No, I wouldn't say the best race. I don't think it was my strongest weekend even. I was actually on the back foot for most of the weekend, just not feeling that comfortable with the car, which is even more telling that even when things aren't going fantastically, we can still come home with a P5. I think what's been good for us generally is we've made a step clearly everywhere. Our race pace compared to the top teams as a midfield team is always normally worse come race day than Saturday. But the last couple of races we've actually been pretty much on the money with where we've left qualifying, and it's been putting us in contention with teams like Ferrari and Mercedes. So it's been really enjoyable. More than anything, just to be able to mix it with the top teams has been a lot of fun. And yeah, I mean, I've enjoyed that a lot. I think it's a nice change.
Has the improved performance been track specific, or do you think you can be strong everywhere now?
It's interesting because the last couple of tracks, we knew Miami would suit us. I don't believe we expected Imola to suit us. We've definitely made setup changes along the way, but not to the point where we were going to be kind of the speed that we were at. So in many ways, it kind of makes you think, oh, maybe we'll come here and we're going to be just as quick. You're kind of treading on the line of careful optimism, where I think, yes, there's no reason why we shouldn't be quick here, but at the same time, were we just good in the last two races? I don't know.
Best of luck to you. Thank you. And Gabriel, can I just bring you back in? We saw improved pace from Sauber last weekend. Do you think that will translate to Monaco this weekend?
Well, I'm not so sure about that. I think Miami, we were a bit better, you know. In Q1, we went to Q2 with a bit more margin. In Imola was not our best track. You know, we went to Q2, but I think, you know, I don't want to take any credits out, but at the end of the day, Yuki crashed, and then, you know, also Berman got the lap deleted, so it was not the best quali pace, but the race pace was a bit better. Yeah, that's true. And yeah, unfortunately, we were not able to maximize the opportunities we got, so we didn't manage to score any points there. But yeah, I think we are doing some progress, you know, steps ahead. And let's see, Barcelona, we are bringing a new package, so, you know, maybe that can be a very good thing for us.
You finished on the podium in F2 here last year. How are you expecting this racetrack to feel in a Formula One car?
I think very tight, you know, the F1 cars are quite big, and you know, even driving the sim and everything, you can see clearly that it's a super, you know, tight track, and with these F1 cars going so quick, it's going to be amazing. You know, for a young driver, I think that's one of the races that you always dream of racing one day, the MonacoGP in the Formula One. So I'm really looking forward to start the weekend and, you know, learning this track.
You're willing to risk already, make sure that you're in a good rhythm. And at the end of the day, a lot is rhythm, because on a normal track, it's a bit more straightforward, because yeah, the grip is good, you have space, you know, like you get quite comfortable. But around here, I don't think you ever feel super comfortable. You're always on the edge. Yeah, so through qualifying, follow the track, and yeah, get in that nice rhythm. Make sure that the car is to your liking. Make sure that the tires are in the right window. But it all sounds very easy. It's not that straightforward, unfortunately. And yeah, I think at the end of the day, also now with the C6 compound, I have no idea how they are going to respond around here as well. So that's something that we all have to, I guess, figure out as well. Yeah, all the drivers, all the teams.
Thank you, Max. Yeah, Maura.
George, Sky Sport Italy, a question to Max. You usually love traditions. How much this race could change with the 2 mandatory stops, in your opinion?
I guess it can go both ways, where it can be quite straightforward, or it can go completely crazy because of safety cars coming into play or not making the right calls. I think, yeah, it will spice it up probably a bit more, because normally, you know, when you have that one stop, once you have a good pit stop and everything is fine, then you drive to the end. You just have to stay focused and not hit the barrier. But maybe with a 2-stop, yeah, it can create something different. People gambling, guessing, you know, when the right time is to box. So hopefully it will spice it up a bit more.
Thank you. Next, yep.
Tom Slafer, that's on Spain. Question for Max. Max, you were talking about qualifying and your approach here. Every time we come to the Monaco Grand Prix, at least in Spain, people post your lap of 2023 all the time for the poll of what could have been for Fernando. Was that, the Monaco 2023 Q3 lap, the best one of your life?
It was a good one, but honestly, like around Monaco, it's always very tough to say that was an unbelievable, because you never really feel like super comfortable, I guess. But yeah, at the time in 23, I knew that I was down in the first 2 sectors, so I knew that I had to risk a bit more, and it worked out, yeah, well for me. So yeah, for sure it was a cool lap, and of course it meant a lot, because it meant that you start first, and normally you win the race if you have a normal start. So. But like I said, normally, like now, there's a lot more that can go wrong with 2 stops, and yeah. Well, first, let's see where we qualify, and then we'll see what happens. But for sure, 23 was a good year and a cool qualifying around here.
Hi, Regine from Viaplay. Question to Alex. Can you describe the feeling of a qualification out there in Monaco?
The qualification, did you say?
Yeah.
Honestly, similar to what Max is saying, I think with these cars and the weight of them around such a narrow track like Monaco, it's also with these softer tires, it sounds strange, but it's actually easy to overdrive as well. You kind of have to wait for the track to come to you, and you kind of have to be quite disciplined in your driving. You don't want to feel out of control, and you can get to a point where you take so much risk that you just aren't comfortable and you can't build on it. So what Max is saying about kind of a bit more of a steady approach, and then when it comes to Q3 and your final lap is when you start to get to that point where you're pushing the limits of comfortability and you're trading that with technique, lap time, damaging the tires, and so it's a bit of a mental game around here. Yeah, it's not like because it's a street track you just have to take as much risk as you can. There's a skill to it.
Thank you, Alex. Where are we going
Here.
next? Yep. Sorry.
Alex, Mariana from Boindis TV. Which are your worries or the worries of a driver when you think about 2 stops here? And I can easily imagining everybody going into the pits, like on the first or second lap, and then what do you worry about, and what you're going to bring to the team?
I think the biggest thing is obviously we're doing this to shake it up, and the worry is that it doesn't shake it up and it just creates, like you're saying, a lap 1 situation where everyone starts to come into the pits and just tries to take some of the space, try and use the lap 2, 3, 4, 5, whatever it may be to push, and then who knows. I think the biggest thing, if you speak to the team, and I think every strategist, we don't really know how it's going to play out at the moment. The biggest thing for us is, especially in the last year with Haas, with Kevin, so that's not to say I think it's a good idea to do a 2-stop. I think we need to try something, but may not change really the style of the race.
And quite a bit actually in Imola of what we want from the car. Now, I guess it's not always easy to extract, like for example now on the street circuit, want from the car, what we need from the car. Unfortunately, I think our car has been, over the last, 1.5 years, maybe 2 years, probably quite a narrow window. As soon as you are a little bit left or right. So yeah, most of the times then we improved the situation, and yeah, for sure in Imola it improved quite a lot.
Thank you. Yep.
Hello, Panos Etanis from Alternative Greece. A question for all 3. You all have for next year with the same teams, and you will have different engines next year. So from what you can share, how confident do you feel about next season, and how much are you already involved to what your teams are doing for 2026, maybe implement new ideas and stuff?
Max, let's start with you.
Yeah, I just, last few days I was still at the factory designing the piston. So yeah, I think we found a good compromise. Now I think it's going to be a rocket ship. So we're ready. Yeah, honestly, I think no one, of course, you can be always very confident in what you're doing. But at the end of the day, it doesn't matter. It matters what you deliver next year. So we'll see. Time will tell.
Alex?
Yeah, I think especially if we're not a factory team, then we're even more out the loop than maybe a team like Red Bull would be. But at the same time, in the end, it's just more self-centered around our car. I think we're more focused around that. If we're going to try and deliver the best car we can, and the PU is the PU, it's almost the second phase. Yeah, not so much. I think in terms of a design point of view, yes. I know that from what I understand, we're pretty clued up on where the geometry of the car is going to be. But yeah, that's about it.
Alex, how much 2026 sim work are you doing now?
We've only really scratched the surface recently, and we'll definitely ramp it up as the season goes on. Yeah, for now, I think also because for us we've had a good start to the year so far. We're kind of maybe a little bit more focused on doing a bit more prep towards the weekends themselves. Obviously, our time on the sim is quite valuable, and so far we've shifted it a little bit more towards this year for now.
And Gabriel?
I think it's a bit, difficult to know at this stage. It's a bit too early. Also comparing to other teams. Sometimes I try to ask Max, but he never tells me how they are doing with engine and car.
If you tell me what you do, I can tell you a little bit what I do. So
I think we're in a different situation right now. You can help me more than I can. But anyway.
I'll help you with the sim driving.
Okay, that's good.
I'll put the banker lap, and then you spend 100 laps to beat it, and then we continue.
That's not true. I don't spend 100. Anyway, only 50. Anyway, I think we are. I think still in an early stage. Some sim drivers, they are doing the work already in the sim for quite a while. But we are still focused in 25 and trying to improve a bit our car for now. And I think not so long. It will not take too long. Like this, we start also me and Nico to do the proper work for 26 as well in the sim, and understanding a bit where we are.